everyone, and welcome to Breaking Out of the Bubble. I'm your host, Roxy Morris. This show, we have a special treat for you in honor of Halloween. Let's start off with a bit about Halloween itself. The name Halloween comes from All Hallows Eve, which is a reference to All Saints' Day on November 1st. It is believed to be a day when the world of the dead is closest to the world of the living. Today, Halloween is celebrated in many parts of the world. In Mexico, people celebrate El Día de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, in which individuals honor deceased relatives. Other countries have similar traditions, in which they protect themselves from spirits. Of course, our tradition involves dressing up in crazy costumes and asking for candy. So now we go to Katie Bedsole. In this episode of On the Street, she asks Hanover folks about their Halloween fun.
Hi, I'm Katie Bedsole, and I'm here on the streets of Hanover College. Today I interviewed faculty and students about what their favorite Halloween costumes are. You'd be surprised at some of the spooky answers.
My favorite Halloween costume was when I was in elementary school. My parents helped me make it, and I was actually a shower. So we had PVC pipe. I actually wore it around my waist and it went over my head. And I had a shower curtain around me, and I had a faucet, and then I wore a shower cap and goggles and swim trunks. So that was my best Halloween costume so far.
Me and 4 other of my 80 Pie sisters are going as the characters from Clue, the board game and the movie they made. And I'm going as Mrs. White, but Mrs. White from the movie, not the old maid from the board game. So I think that'll be really fun.
Hemingway. When I was 8 years old, I idolized Kiss, and in particular, Ace. So I got some white makeup and some black makeup, and with a little help from my mom, I, in fact, became a member of Kiss. Now, I didn't become Ace because he actually had silver in his makeup, and it was his design was a little bit more complicated, so I went for the Gene Simmons thing because it gave me the option of sticking out my tongue a lot, which as an 8-year-old made a lot of sense to me.
We love the movie Despicable Me, so we decided to get a group of people together, and we're going to be Minions.
Yeah. And we're splitting it up, so half of us are being the yellow and blue Minions, and then half of us are being the purple,
crazy
Minions, yeah.
And we're both going to be purple. We're going to have tutus, and it's going to be cool.
Yeah, and we got the idea from Pinterest, so.
Mm-hmm.
One Halloween, this was only about 2 years ago, I went as a Krispy Kreme man and got the paper hat from Krispy Kreme, and I carried around the box of donuts, which everyone kept wanting to eat, so I had to share them, and pretty soon I was carrying around an empty Krispy Kreme box, but I wore the white apron on the front, and it was, that was a nice one.
Well, I'm going to be the purple evil minion, and she's going to be the yellow good one, because she's all full of sweetness and giggles.
I am.
But
I am. Well, it's just because you've been labeled bossy.
that's what we wanted to be this year.
Hey! You are.
Thinking about Power Rangers. I loved Power Rangers when I was a kid, so that's something I really look forward to. Power Rangers. I don't know which one. I'm thinking about that, looking for that. So either that or Cameron, because that might happen.
While I went out looking for fun Halloween costumes, I found some new talents of our Hanoverians.
Thank
you. I don't know.
Wait, we didn't say 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Minion, 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 minion.
Well, I've had a great day here at Hanover College with my faculty and students, and we learned a lot of new talents. Now back to you, Roxy.
Excellent. That was chillingly spectacular. Next, we move on to our World News segment, where Sarah Landis looks at the scariest haunted places in our area and the world.
This week in World News, we will look at some of the most haunted places around the world and the best haunted houses. Whether you're a believer or not, the world is filled with ghost stories passed down through time. Her Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress, the Tower of London, is a historic monument in central London, England. Perhaps the most well-known ghostly resident of the tower is the spirit of Anne Boleyn, one of the wives of Henry VIII. Anne was beheaded in the tower in 1536. Her ghost has been spotted on many occasions, sometimes carrying her head on the Tower Green and in the Tower Chapel Royal. The Edinburgh Castle is presumed to be one of the most haunted spots in Scotland, and Edinburgh itself has been called the most haunted city in all of Europe. On various occasions, visitors to the castle have reported a phantom piper, a headless drummer, the spirits of French prisoners from the 7 Years' War, and colonial prisoners from the American Revolutionary War. They've even seen the ghost of a dog wandering around in the grounds dog cemetery. Moving a lot closer to us at Hanover is the Waverly Hills Sanatorium located in Louisville, Kentucky. It opened in 1910 as a 2-story hospital to accommodate 40 to 50 tuberculosis patients. It has been popularized on television as being one of the most haunted hospitals in the eastern United States, and was even seen on ABC Family Channel's Scariest Places on Earth. Ghost investigators who have ventured into Waverly have reported a host of strange paranormal phenomena, included voices of unknown origin, isolated cold spots, and unexplained shadows. Screams have been heard echoing in its now abandoned hallways, and momentary spirits have been encountered. Now, if you're wanting to go to a haunted house one night in southern Indiana, Fear Fair is your best bet. Fear Fair is located in Seymour and is known as Indiana's scariest haunted house. Not only do the features and attractions change every weekend, but you also have to go through the house alone and sign a waiver for them to touch you. If you make it through, you get a prize and a badge of courage, but it's highly unlikely that anyone makes it. This has been World News. I'm Sarah Landis. Back to you, Roxy.
Thank you, Sarah. That was spooktacular. Sometimes it can be scary working with little kids, but many Hanover students are up to the challenge. Our Lindsay Burke interviews Sarah Line about her activities with 7th grade mentors.
Thanks, Roxy. Helping others is just one of the many values that the Hanover College campus has. Sarah Line is a sophomore and gets the opportunity to help kids all the time by being the president of the 7th grade mentors. Thanks for joining me, Sarah. So how exactly did you get involved with the mentor program?
I actually saw the activity fair booth last year when I was a freshman, and I just kind of joined, and they really needed some leadership in the club, so I kind of took it on this year because it was something I was really passionate about.
That's awesome, since considering you're a sophomore and you're already the president of the club. I mean, is it kind of overwhelming at times already being the president?
The club itself is pretty small, so it's pretty easy to handle. Normally we have 2 people heading it, but this year they just have me. So it is a little bit overwhelming at times, but all the mentors involved in the club are always willing to help me out.
So I know you started the club like last year. So has the club been around for a long time, or did it just start initially last year?
It started a few years ago. Some of the elementary ed majors actually started it up and kept it going, and I just kind of came in on the around 3rd year of it.
So is there a specific reason why you guys chose 7th graders to work with, or is that just come to be just because it's, more convenient?
Yeah, the 7th graders are actually, the 7th graders in Jefferson County, 7th grade is the time where kids pretty much decide subconsciously or consciously whether or not they're going to continue high school. So all of our 7th graders are actually at risk, and they're pretty high at risk for dropping out.
So with that being said, 7th graders are definitely rambunctious, kind of, you never really know what to expect. So have you had any really funny stories so far?
Last year, we have to be careful with what they say. Last year we did an Other Cultures Day with them where we had some of the foreign exchange students come and talk. And it was just they don't have a censor, they don't have a filter. Yeah. So, but most of the people just kind of took it in stride and just laughed about it.
Yeah, I've got a younger sister, so I know how that goes with younger kids. So it sounds like you've had a great time, and you've met with the kids today, right? The new ones?
Yeah, today was actually our first meeting. We have 17 this year, so.
Wow, that's a lot. So do you predominantly have like more males or females, or is it just kind of a mix? Like, how do you decide who's a part of the program?
The kids are actually recommended by the middle school counselor at Southwestern, and then they have to get permission slip signed and everything. And normally she talks to around 20, and about 10 choose to participate. And this year we had 17 choose to participate. So it's about 50-50 this year. Last year it was predominantly girls who did it, but this year we have probably more boys than we have girls.
Well, that's kind of cool though to see it change throughout the years. So it sounds like you've had a lot of great experience in the past, and I'm sure you're really looking forward to being able to do this in the future.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining me, and I hope to hear more about the program here in the future. If you want to be involved with the 7th grade mentors, contact Sarah for more information. Back to you, Roxy.
Thank you, Lindsay. Next, we travel to President DeWine's annual Halloween party to look at the ghoulish creativity of our Hanover students. The costumes seem to get better each and every year. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show today. Have a great Halloween, and don't let the ghouls get you. I'm Roxy Morris, and this is Breaking Out of the Bubble.